Hey everyone, this is Upasana Singh, ST at Flipkart, and I welcome you all to Online Study for You, a complete placement solution for everyone. So today in this video, we will be discussing about programming and coding questions asked in interviews. We'll be discussing some questions that can be asked in your interviews. The question will be based on DSA and coding. So let's get started. Coming on to the first question that can be asked in your interview is what is data structure? You can answer this question like a data structure is a particular way of organizing data in a computer so that it can be used effectively. You can also give an example like we can store a list of items having a same data type using array data structure. You can give any example about any data structure, but giving example gives a better impression to our interviewer and it shows that you have a better understanding of this question. So let's move on to the next question now. Next question is, what is algorithm? This question is also really important and usually interviewers ask this question. You can answer this question in a simple definition way, like algorithm is a step-by-step procedure which defines a set of instructions to be executed in certain order to get a desired output. So you can answer this question in this way. Moving on to the next question. Coming on to the third question, that is, what are the common operations that can be performed on data structure? Just remember that you don't answer such question in very theoretical way. Go step by step, go point wise. Like you can answer this question like the following operations are commonly performed on any data structure. First is insertion, adding a data item. Next, deletion, removing a data item. Traversal, accessing or printing all data items or visiting all data items. Searching, finding a particular data item. Last is sorting, arranging data items in a predefined sequence. Answering this way gives a very clear answer to a interviewer and it is more understandable than answering in very theoretical way. So you can approach these questions like this. Next question is, what is difference between structures and arrays? Mainly in interviews, like mostly it happens that interviewers ask questions based on differentiating things. They ask like differentiate this from this from this. So you can answer such questions like in also in points you can give 1, 2, 3 points. So for this question you can answer like array is a group of similar data types, but structure can be a group of different data types. So here we are differentiating both things. Don't do like you are defining array first and then you are defining structure. Go point wise and keep on differentiating each point. So this is one of the question. Moving on to the next question now. What are binary trees? These are simple straightforward question and you can answer this as a binary tree is a special type of tree where each node can have at most 2 children. Here you need to remember that binary tree can have at most 2 children. It can also have 1 or no children. So you need to remember this and you need to add always at most 2 children. Moving forward, binary tree is generally partitioned into 3 distinct subsets, that is the root of tree, left subtree, and right subtree. So in this way, you can answer this question. So let's first understand this question and let's what the question demands. Suppose I have the string Upasana. So this is my string. What will be the reverse of this string? I will start writing everything from last. ANASAPU. So this will be the reverse of string Upasana. Now observe these strings. What we are doing is we are picking up one letter from start and one letter from end, and we are swapping out these letters. So and similarly, then we are moving to second letter and the second last letter and third and third last letter, so on till the mid of the string. So this is the approach, and this now here what is happening is, first of all, I'm taking n where n is storing the size of the string, and then I'm running a loop till mid n by 2, and now I'm swapping letters from first, last, second, second and second last, third and third last, and so on till the mid of the string, which we have discussed as a logic. So this is the code and this is the logic. You can explain it like this. You can explain your answer with the help of example, and they also have whiteboard in their interview, so you can use that to explain well. So this is one of the coding question. Let's move on to the next coding. The next question is also a coding question, that is whether a string is a palindrome or not. We need to find whether a string is palindrome or not. So before this question, the interviewer can also ask you about what is palindrome. So what is palindrome? Palindrome are words, the reverse of which words are also the same. Let's understand better with the help of examples. Suppose I have a word madam. Now, if I reverse this word, then what it will become? It will be again a madam. So such words are palindrome. So you can also think of the logic from the previous question we discussed. So what we can do is we can pick for the element from start and the element from the end, and we can check whether this element is same or not, whether both are same or not. If they are same, then we will move on to the next question from both from start and end, and we will check the next question, next element. If they are not, if at any time these two letters are not same, then we can say that the string is not palindrome. Let's just understand this. Suppose I have word upasna. Suppose I have the word upasna. So here, if I'll start from here and here, U and A are not matched. So whenever I'll reverse this string, then it will be not same as the first string I am having. So it can't be palindrome. So this can be one of the approach to solve this palindrome question. Let's come on to the logic of this question, or the implementation of this question. This is a function, or this is the implementation of the palindrome program. Let's understand this step by step. First, I have taken two variables L and H. L is equals to 0 and H is equals to the length of the string. Now, I'm running a while loop till H is greater than L, or H is not crossing L. Now, what I'm checking is I'm checking letter by letter from start and end, and I'm checking if they're not equal. Then they will, I'm simply printing that the string is not a palindrome, and I'm coming out of that function. And if this while loop gets completed and nothing, it never prints this, or it never get returned, then at last I know that now my string is a palindrome, and I am printing that this string is a palindrome. So this is the implementation of a palindrome question. Now let's move on to our last question, that is also a coding question. Coming on to our last question, that count vowels and consonant in a string. Vowels are word. Coming on to our last question, that count vowels and consonant in a string. Vowels are letters like A, E, I, O, U. These 5 letters are vowels, and all the letters of English alphabet are known as, all others are known as consonant. Except vowel, all others are consonant. So how we can solve this question? Let's take an example. Again, I'm taking my name, Upasna. So here, U. U is a vowel. Vowels are A, I, E, O, U. So here U is a vowel. So so I'm increasing the count of a vowel. I'm making count of a, and now consonant count is 0. P. P is a consonant. So count will be increased by 1 of the consonant. A. A is a vowel. Then I'll increase the count of a vowel, and it will become 2. Then S. S is a consonant. Then I'll increase the count of a consonant, and it will become 2. Then again A. Again A is a vowel. Then I'll increase the count of a vowel, and it will become 3. Then again N. N is a consonant. Then I'll increase the count of a consonant, and it will become 3. Then A. A is a vowel. So I'll increase the count of a vowel, that it will become 4. So at last I am having vowel 4 and consonant 3. So this will be the output, and this is what we need to print. Now let's see how we can do this in a programming language. We will simply implement what we have discussed, that we will check if it is a vowel, then we will increase the count of a vowel. If it is not a vowel, then I will increase the count of my consonant. So here one thing they can also ask, suppose my string is like this, Upasna, then same. So it is having space. So you need to ignore these spaces as well. So let's see the program for the same. So this is the program. here what I'm doing, I'm taking two variables, vowel and consonant. I'm initializing them, their count as 0. So they will be keeping up the count of vowels and consonants in a string. Now I'm taking the two variable integer and ch. Ch will be storing a letter, each letter, and I'll be starting from 0 to till the end of the string in the for loop. Now I'm taking first letter, and what I'm doing, I'm checking if it is a vowel or not. So I need to take care of both uppercase and lowercase letters. That is why I'm having A, E, I, O, U, then the uppercase letters A, E, I, O, U. If the CH is from any of this letter, then I'll increase the count of vowel. Else, if CH is a space, then I'll don't do anything and continue will and you will use continue. Continue will what will it will do? It will directly send the loop again, and it will start the loop from the next iteration. So else if nothing is like this, if nothing is if it is not a vowel, it is not a space, then definitely that letter is a consonant. So I'll increase the count of a consonant. So this is how you can implement your program of counting vowels and consonant in a string, and this is how you can answer to the interviewer with the help of any example. I hope these questions are pretty clear and you got some idea that how you can answer, how you can solve coding questions, how you can answer DSA questions in an interview. So that's all for this video, and I hope you like this video. If you like this video, then please do like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you want more such videos, then please mention them in the comment section. We will definitely consider it. So thanks for now. We will meet in the next video.